Jennifer was a hard-working architect. She worked under an officious boss called Patricia, Pat for short. Jennifer worked hard and was very creative. Most of the new ideas for the buildings the company created had come from her. Although Pat had taken all the recognition, rewards, and kudos for this, the company had invested millions of dollars in winter mountain hideaways. These were luxury houses designed to be used as holiday homes, and then, when the owners weren't using them, they were designed to close themselves down and protect themselves from squatters, robbers, and attacks on the building. The executives in the firm knew that their company's future depended on the success of these mountain buildings, and there would obviously be great rewards for the architect who designed and built them. Pat wanted these rewards, and was willing to do anything to get them. Pat had never paid much attention to Jennifer in the meetings, when Jennifer had tried to explain the intricacies of the building's defense mechanisms. Pat only wanted the rewards, and did not want to involve herself in any of the creative work. As such, she had allowed Jennifer free rein in the design of the buildings. This meant that Jennifer's name was on all the design plans. Pat realized that the only way to get credit for these buildings was to get rid of Jennifer's name. And so, to get rid of Jennifer, Pat called her into her office and explained that she needed a last-minute check on the mountain buildings before they were shut down for the winter. Jennifer thought this was strange, as the snow was already falling and it was very late in the season. But being a good employee, she drove to the mountain houses to do the final checks Pat had asked for. It was snowing when Jennifer arrived at the mountain chalet. She parked her car, pulled her coat tight around her, and entered the building. She did the checks that Pat had requested, unaware that her boss intended to seal the building for 3 months. The building's almost silent electronic motors went into action. Shutters came down, doors locked, and the heat was turned off. Jennifer knew she was trapped inside the building she had designed. And worse, she heard the kennel of the electronic guard dogs open and, in the distance, saw 2 pairs of glowing red eyes. Back at the workplace, Pat spent the next 3 months erasing Jennifer's name from all the plans and explaining to everyone in the office that Jennifer had left and was no longer employed. As the snow melted and spring arrived, Pat and the directors took a trip to the mountains for the official opening of the mountain chalets. Pat knew Jennifer's body would be found in the chalet, but she had planned it to look like an accident, a tragic end for her young assistant, who had unfortunately trapped herself inside one of the buildings that Pat had created. Pat forged a letter in which Jennifer explained to her that she was going to quit work and go on a worldwide holiday after finishing this last job. Pat and the executives arrived at the chalet, punched in the security code on the building, and opened it. They walked in, with Pat expecting to find Jennifer's dead body, frozen, starved, or torn to shreds by the robotic guard dogs. She was prepared for this. What she was not prepared for was finding Jennifer in the front room, with a fire blazing, and the 2 robotic dogs sitting at her feet. Pat and the executives looked shocked. The executives demanded an explanation. Jennifer told them that Pat had triggered the shutdown of the houses while she was still inside. Pat denied this and said she had built the houses to be safe. Jennifer quickly interjected, "You didn't design these houses at all." The executives asked what she meant by this and requested Jennifer to prove her story. Jennifer explained that she had designed the houses with a hidden code for the owners who wished to stay the winter inside their luxurious chalets. This code allowed access to a storage area full of winter supplies and also put the robotic guard dogs back into a friendly mode. There was also a log of calls that had gone from Jennifer to Pat's office that could not be denied. Plus, the house itself had recorded all the phone calls and provided evidence that Pat had attempted to kill Jennifer and claim the buildings as her own. Pat, of course, knew nothing of these safety measures, which was further proof that she had never designed these houses. The police arrived and took Pat into custody. She would never get the rewards or kudos that she had craved. Jennifer was promoted within the company until she became the head architect, known for houses that looked after the people inside them.